so pleased to welcome Prince Hall to this show. You can see he's got the greatest smile. Where's that smile? He was flashing at me. And he's got his book in his hand, Guiding Light. And the guiding light is the true way, as you can see there, to empowerment. I love, love, love the cover. This is such an empowering, inspirational book. Prince Hall, thank you for coming on.
Most definitely. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing good, and even better now. We talked off the air, and I'm so excited to share this with everyone here on Author's Corner. So tell us about the book, because you're holding it up on purpose because you have this incredible cover. Explain the meaning of the cover.
So, like I was saying earlier, that the flame symbolizes as far as transformation. And here you got the guy, he's actually walking into the flame. And the book is pretty much the guiding light, which it symbolizes transformation. It's about growing. It's about, becoming a better version of yourself. So that's pretty much the meaning of the cover. But also in the back, got a handsome little picture there of myself there as well.
I love it. So tell the people who are watching this and beyond, because I think this will just keep growing and growing. What made you write this book?
So I was inspired by my mother and my father. They always was there. They was my guiding light. And I wanted to write something to be the guiding light for my children. So I started putting the book together, and I noticed that the message in the book, that it could reach out to many others. So that's what made me, as far as put the book together. I wanted to send my message out.
Yeah, to the world. So, and share that. And exactly. In the book, I love it. You break it down into so many different chapters, and we're going to talk about them. But kind of give us an overview of the book. What would you say is inside the book? Someone cracks it open, and what are the things that you talk about?
So in the beginning of the book, the content, there's a story of sentiments. And in that particular story, it's like the way that I put together the story pertaining to love and time, showing the significance of them. Because sometimes these are things that we overlook, is time and love. And then also I have in there's a chapter in there pertaining to
vocabulary is one of them that is so big, right?
Yeah. Actually, that's my favorite chapter. And the reason why it's my favorite chapter, because a lot of people have a hindrance when it comes down to the vocabulary. You don't mind, I'm going to put this book down for them just a moment.
Sure.
Here. And so there's a thing called as far as etymology. And etymology is the study of words and where they derive from. And in etymology, what it does, it gives you more of an insight of particular words, and it teaches you the origin of the word. So for an example, you have the word inject. So inject means as far as to throw, and in pretty much means to end. So when you inject something, you're throwing it in. When you reject something, that means that you're throwing it either back or away. You also have the word as far as ped. Ped means foot.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have the association as far as with the word ped. Like for an example, impediment. So impediment, what it is something that's hindering you from actually moving forward. So it's in front of your foot. You have the word as far as expedite. So expedite, the EX, meaning out. And then you have the word ped. So to like expedite something, that means that there's something that's out of the way, which gives you the opportunity to speed up the process. You have also the word as far as expedition. An expedition is a journey out on foot.
Mm-hmm.
The lady's favorite, pedicure.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, pedicure, that's dealing with the foot. You also have the word pedal. It's dealing with foot. It's an awesome way of actually learning as far as words. And I expound on it very deeply as far as inside the guiding light, because I feel that it's a message that people need to hear. Once you get a deeper understanding of the words, and it
Words
makes you
matter,
feel,
right? Words matter.
yeah. Once you get a deeper understanding of them, it's like they become yours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my favorite chapter in there.
I
But
think it's an excellent chapter. It's so important because I think people don't realize the power of words and also how you can expand your vocabulary, which is really what you're saying, I think, in so much of what you talk about there.
yeah, so what I noticed when I was in school, they used to hand me like tons of words, and these words didn't have no association whatsoever. And I was like, scratching my head. I'm like, how am I going to remember these words? But when I started studying as far as etymology, the association made the word so much easier to where I learned like 30, 40 words so quickly because of the association. I always remembered that, okay, this word has to do something with the foot. This word has to have something to do with this. So once you have an association, it's easier for you to remember those particular words.
Oh, I so agree. Another powerful chapter that you talk about, the thing that you talk about in your book, is mindset. Why is the mindset so important? And tell us a little bit about you're going to tell us everything, but tell us a little bit about what you said about mindset in the book.
Okay, so when it's pertaining to mindset is a chapter that is more like a motivational chapter for me. It reminds me that in between the ears, it's the most greatest muscle that you have, and it's considered as being the mind. And that sometimes we allow our mind to play games with us, to whisper as far as doubts, to keep us from like in hindrance from chasing our particular dreams. I heard a saying before. I can't exactly remember where it came from, but it was like the graveyard is one of the richest places in the world. And they said that the reason why that the graveyard is one of the richest places in the world is because so many people, they die with their dreams. They allow self-doubt to whisper in their ears, So mindset is getting people to get a little more motivated, to inspire them, to trigger them into action, to motivate them, to get them up and going, that you have to believe in yourself. And that's the most important thing in the world, is self-belief. And I think that the opposite of that is what hinder us. We all come to that point to where we want to do something, and all of a sudden we have that self-doubt and it just swipe us away. Some of us, we still continue, we muscle it out, we move forward. But there's others that just be like, you know what, I'm not doing that. I'm scared. I'm nervous.
Yep.
And it kind of, put us in a very bad position. So in mindset, what I'm trying to do is trying to get everybody on the page of, I can do it. I got this. And I think that's very important.
Boy, I do too. I love that you said that. And again, we're speaking with Prince Hall. It's Guiding Light, the true way to empowerment. So powerful, that tagline. You can get the book on Amazon, certainly. You can get it for a song. You can get it however you want to devour it, Kindle or hardback, or you can get it soft cover, however you want to absorb this. And tell us about that tagline, because that's it. You're saying that. What is the way to empowerment?
So the way to empowerment is pretty much educating yourself and believing in yourself. I think that education on many different formats is very important. I believe that you should be able to go to school, finish your education. And I believe that it doesn't just end there. I believe that life itself is a lesson. It's a lesson. It's a continuous process of learning. you know. And I think it's important to always pick up a book, do some reading to learn things. Because if you're not learning, then you're not actually growing. So, and if
Boy,
you're not growing, then you're doing the opposite. So, life is about growth and development. It's about, becoming more of yourself. It's about empowering yourself, you
right,
know?
right.
So,
Which is why your book, I mean, that's why you wrote the book, because you saw what happened to you and how it was so transformational it can be transformational for, in many ways, for many, many different people. And you even talk about a part that I think sometimes gets left out, but health. So much of what you're talking about also does pull into health, doesn't it?
yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Um, so in the second chapter, I put in there that your health is your wealth. And sometimes what we do in life is, everybody's moving at a fast pace. And sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves. The very simple things. Everybody's just on a rush and we forget to, exercise or making sure that we eating correctly and stuff like that. It's plenty of times that I've been on the road and stuff and I forgot to, have a meal. I forgot to treat myself, make sure that I was getting the proper nutrition into my body to get the right energy to keep moving forward. And that's what the chapter is about. It's about, as far as taking care of yourself, making sure that that you love yourself and you put in the right stuff into your body.
Again, very, very true, because you can do all the other things, but if your body falls apart, then that affects your life, period. I mean, it's
Exactly.
absolutely so, so, so important. What was the hardest part about writing the book? I mean, deciding what you were going to put in it. What was the toughest part for you?
So I have to say that it was the beginning of the book. Um, I have a story that's in the beginning just to, start things off with the particular book. And that's the story of sentiments. And it took a lot of creativity for me to actually put that together. I kept on like rough drafting it, going back like, oh, I don't know. It doesn't sound right. Oh my God, what I'm going to do. But I kept going over it and kept going over it. And then I finally just brought it together and it had a nice rhythm. And I was very proud of it, the way that it came together. I believe that in the story of sentiments, that is very profound and that is very capturing. But it took me a lot of creativity to actually put it together.
Oh, I bet it did, for sure. And you're right in powering through that. And because you're trying to really reach the people who are absorbing what you want them to absorb, what you hope that they will unlock and transform them. Absolutely, for sure. In breaking this down, that's what you've taken us through with the book. Did you ever think in your wildest dreams, because you talked about this, about the graveyard comment, about people that die with dreams because they just can't go forward. And there is something uncomfortable sometimes when you take a risk or you go out of your comfort zone. Could you have ever imagined as a young child with these great parents that encourage you that you would write this book and you have other writings that are coming out?
Yeah. But yeah, the thing is, I always like my friends, my family and stuff. I've always been the one to encourage people to move forward. And when people are like feeling down and emotional, I'm usually the one that everyone reach out to. And I always give them something to like push them forward. And they all be like, yo, you should write a book. You should write a book. And my mother used to say that to me a lot. She used to say, yo, Mike, I be listening to you talking to your friends. You should write a book, So that's what encouraged me and motivated me to like move forward and actually do the writings and stuff. As of right now, I also have, as far as some other books that's on the marketplace. I have here There's Something About You, Mary.
Nice. So tell us about that book. Give us a brief, synopsis of that. What's the book about?
So this book right here, it's like a poetic story. And it's pretty much just giving a tribute to a very close friend that gave me some inspiration and motivated me to move forward with my career of writing. So that's pretty much what the book is about.
Nice.
Yeah.
So personally showing you, that getting that encouragement to take you to the spot that they felt you could get into. So you did have encouragement, which is wonderful.
Yeah, we all need that. We all need that. We all need, yeah. No matter who we are, we need someone to actually help push us over the finish line. A lot of us, we have a tendency of not like giving homage to a lot of people that's behind the scenes of a lot of things that we do. And it's sad, people see the end results. Oh, this person, they're a celebrity, they're doing this or doing that. But they don't see the people that's behind the scenes that actually help them along the way.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so more books are coming too, right? I mean, you're not going to stop writing. And then you got a bunch.
I also have this as well.
Wow.
This is called Route 81, The War Within. It just reached the marketplace about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book. It's very captivating. And it's the story about John Hall. That's the character that I created. He ended up going through certain challenges. He ended up losing as far as his wife, his child, and he's trying to like find himself. And that's pretty much what 81 is about. He's trying to, put everything in perspective. And 81, I must say, it's so captivating. It'll reach out and grab you and put you like totally in a headlock. Most of the people that read it so far, they said that, oh my God, I couldn't put it down. I couldn't put it down. And that's what I was trying to do when I started writing it. That right there is probably like the most challenging book. And it was out of my range because I don't write as far as like in this particular zone. Usually I'm writing motivational,
right?
Self-help stuff like that.
It's not a novel. Yeah.
Yeah. So this was like out of reach, and it took a lot of energy and a lot of creativity to actually put it together. But it's done, it's complete, and it's on the marketplace, and I'm very proud of the book.
I love it. So you can get that on Amazon too as well. And you're demonstrating exactly what you say when you talk in Guiding Light. The true way to empowerment is you're a person who knows how to do that, to get uncomfortable, to jump in, to finish, to do the things that you're talking about. So what you're writing about is exactly what you put into action, and action is the key. And when people read, especially when the novel, you want them to be gripped, like the people who've read it have said, and be entertained and walk away with something, obviously. And your story of encouragement is wonderful. But Guiding Light, what do you hope people take away from reading that book?
So with the particular Guiding Light, I want everyone to walk away with a sense of empowerment when they read it. I want them to feel good. I want them to be motivated. I want them to be inspiring. And most important, I want them to be informed, because there's a lot of information in there as well. So I want them to be informed, and I want them to take action. I believe that anyone can change their life if they really want to, and some people, it takes time, but when they have that sense of, I want to change, then they'll make those changes in their lives.
Well, I think you are a game changer. Prince Hall, thank you so much for coming on Author's Corner.
Yeah, most definitely. I appreciate everything, Kate, and it's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure. Thanks again.
All righty then. Take care.
You too.